Shout out to Kop-Ish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
Keep all the good work
the
up.
two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys.
Kop-Ish.
Yes, Kopish family, big up yourselves each and every time. Welcome to Morning Meet Up. You got myself, Drift, and Cal will be joining me any second, guys. So you got a double duo for this one. Hope everyone is blessed. Hope everyone is well on this Friday. We've got quite a lot to talk about today as well. Quite a lot. Nothing major, but we do have quite a lot of developments. Hope everyone is blessed. Please make sure to remember to smash that like button and subscribe if you're new as well. I see some of the regulars in the building. Big up yourselves, guys. Good morning. Let's kick things off in a nice way, as we do. Mr. Mo has been voted Player of the Month for November. I don't think there was any doubt in anyone's mind that should be the case anyway, but it's still nice to wake up and see it and understand that's how it goes. He's had an absolutely exceptional month. As for the most part, he's had an exceptional season. Let's face it, he's been on absolute smoke. It's crazy as well, like new trim, new player, reinvented himself. It just begs the question why he doesn't have a contract, doesn't it? Which is more annoying than you can ever imagine, which I'm sure all of you guys share that same sentiment. But let's do it. Mo Salah, Player of the Month. Is there anybody who doubts it? I'm sure there isn't anyone in our chat that doubts it. But I truly believe he does deserve it. He's been impeccable. His goals, his assists, winning goals, clutchness. I think the thing that annoys me the most about recently is just that his absolute sensational performance against Newcastle didn't warrant or didn't lead to the win. I think that's the thing that annoyed me about that the most, because he was so good in that game. Like everything about his performance, well, second half mainly, everything about what he did in that game. And then the fact that we didn't win it was just so annoying and upsetting. But he's been doing it. I see a couple of you in there saying that Carragher doesn't. I'm not going to get into that. We've been over that. I think people are taking it a little bit out of context, but yeah, maybe we'll talk about it another day. Too early for that right now. I see a couple more regulars in the chat. Big up yourselves, guys. Love as always. Smash that like button on your way in, guys. Hold on. Shaka's saying a January move for Mane to Inter Milan. Is that true? Go on, Sadio. Wait, he's done with Saudi, yeah? That's my boy, man. I saw some stupidness some Arsenal fan put out today about Saka is better than Mane ever was. I said, these man's desperateness to be relevant is hilarious. They will embarrass themselves at any term possible. I'm going to tell you here now, categorically, Bukayo Saka will never lace Sadio Mane's boots. He could play for another 10 years and he will never lace Sadio Mane's boots. So stop the cringe comparison need to be relevant. It's embarrassing, Arsenal fans. You don't know real talent if you think Saka is as good as Mane. My word. Is this like when you told us that Odegaard was on Bergkamp's level? It's fucking embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. But anyway, I digress. Right. Let's move on. You know, I'm going to get this one out of the way as well. I'm not sure if Cal's going to jump in on this one before I'm finished up. But Mamardashvili is ruled out to the end of the year with an injury. Now, I know the end of the year isn't really far away now because of the time of the year it is. We've only got 2.5 weeks, and then we're at the end of the year. But with the situation being with Alisson, obviously, and that, it's a little I guess a tiny little bit concerning that you think to yourself, oh, raw, what kind of injury was it? I haven't actually been able to find what the actual injury was, just that it was an injury blow. So let's hope we don't have another goalkeeper that maybe have a bit of an injury issue, maybe. up to this point, I think he's been okay. But yeah, let's hope that that isn't anything too serious, because he will probably be back and be a Liverpool player next season. So yeah, just a quick note on that one. And yeah, as you can see on the title, let's get into it, guys. So, Joao Pedro. Now, I do my best. I do my best um, to influence, but I'm really just manifesting. There seems to be some people in the camp that believe I have a link. I don't. Um, Somehow, some way, I just seem to get my way a lot. I don't know how it works. I don't know why it works. It is what it is. Believe me, if I had connections to this club, there would be a lot more things going on than there are. But Joao Pedro, now you lot know I've been banging on about Joao Pedro for a minute now. That is my guy. That is the one that I think changes the game for Liverpool. I think he takes us to that level that we need to be at, because I think his all-round game is just perfectly suited to the way Slot plays and to the way Liverpool play. He is lethal in front of goal. Of course, there are players who are better than him in front of goal, like your Gokares, for example, your Oshermans. I'd probably say they are more clinical than him, but I wouldn't say there's a massive gulf. If you watch Pedro and you watch Brighton especially, he is very clinical. Brighton forwards, generally speaking, they don't get abundance of chances, and he comes up and he's a big moments player for Brighton, and I can just see him taking that next step up at Liverpool. I think he's a Bobby regen. And that's not me saying he's as good as Bobby. It takes a lot to be as good as Bobby. Bobby was a world-class baller, Liverpool legend. But I see similarities in regards to his ability to play that false nine role where he can drop in, he can link play. Pedro can actually play off the left a little bit as well, which is probably something Bobby wouldn't have been able to do. Bobby was always better centrally down the middle of the pitch. Joao Pedro can play off the left and he can play centrally. He's skillful like Bobby was. His creativity is up there. He has an eye for goal like Bobby did. He sees passes. There were some times when Bobby would see things and we'd be like, oh shit, how did he even notice that? When I watched Brighton, Pedro is very similar to that. He has that eye for a pass that not a lot of other people can see. So I think this would be an unbelievable, not just from a personal point of view, because I really like the kid and I want him here, but even if I'm just taking my bias out of it and just looking at what his overall credentials are, what his attributes are, I think he massively helps, massively suits what we want to do at Liverpool. So I hope this is true. I mean, I know it is true that we're monitoring him. That's a fact. It's been credible journalists that have said this. Whether we go in for him or not, though, that's the part. But I hope we do. I hope we do. I don't see any world where we can find someone that suits the way we want to play, who's Prem ready more so than Pedro. I can see a couple of people that are saying he is starting to grow on him. Now, I'm telling you guys, watch Brighton and watch how Pedro moves. He's a top quality forward, man. He is an absolutely top quality forward. And I hope that we do go for him. I really hope this is one that turns into reality, people. So if you're watching this, obviously afterwards, let me know what you think of this one. I can see the people in the comments right now that are starting to slowly get on board the Pedro train. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. A couple of people are mentioning Cunha as well. I personally think that Pedro would be better suited to playing for us. But I like Cunha. I think Cunha is a really good player. I haven't really seen any links with Cunha though, personally. So I'm not sure whether that one's something that maybe in the future could materialize. I just think everybody's paying attention to Cunha now because Cunha's proven he's a baller, and obviously Wolves are in a bit of a situation right now. So you know, some of these lower level players, they're going to be wanting out. With all due respect to the clubs they play for, Cunha's not going to want to stay at Wolves next season. So he's going to be linked very heavily with some of the big clubs, and some of the big clubs will do very well to have Cunha. I think he's a very, very good player. I see a couple of people who are agreeing as well, for real, the Pedro stuff. I'm liking it. Not that I felt like there was something I could see that no one else could see, but I do like the fact that there are a lot of the fan base who are clocking on to how good he is, because I want him. I want him at Liverpool. Marmoush and Pedro swap for Jota and Nunes. I think that might be a lot to do in one summer, but we did it with the midfield. You know what I mean? We redid our whole midfield, so you never know. That could be something. Marmoush, I think I still need a little bit of time to get used to, because obviously that Bundesliga tax. I don't want to be disrespectful to the Bundesliga, but I do need to see a little bit more to know whether Mamouche is doing like a one season hype or whether he is that guy. Do you get what I'm saying? So, but I'm not opposed to it. Mamouche definitely looks mad skillful. He definitely looks skillful. Whenever I've seen him, he definitely looks good. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. I see Bayesian Pops in the building. What's going on, bruv? Asking me if I'm ready to swap Nunes for Pedro. I don't think we need to swap anyone for anyone. We should be able to build a squad. If he goes at this point, I'll be honest with you though. Again, like I said, I'm not going to keep talking about Nunes anymore because it's just getting toxic and I don't enjoy it. Especially that I can just tell no one's willing to listen to anything other than that what they think about him, which is obviously negative. But at this point, I'm starting to get to the point where I would rather Nunes just went so that I didn't have to keep talking about it and that he wasn't getting all the abuse and the bullshit. Because it's one thing when a player deserves to be criticized for like a random performance. But when you care more about him than you do the victory or the Liverpool performance and he's all you want to talk about, that's that toxic bullshit that I can't be asked with. So I would, at this point, I'm just like, if he left, it would just be easier than having to keep talking about it all the time. So that's where I'm at. But you lot know I'm always going to back Nunes and I still think he can turn this around. I still think he's a talented player. So we'll see where that one goes. Big up Football Blood. Big up yourself here. Super. It says, big up Drift. When I'm in the UK, would love to meet you, Matt and Cal. Can we? Well, you know, we can see what going, bro. We can see what going. When are you going to be in the UK and where are you actually based, bro? Let man know. Let man know. Big up yourself, though. Big up Lloyd, as always. Big up yourself, brother. He says, yes, Drift. Big up, bros. Appreciate that, man. If you guys don't know, Lloyd is one of our main contributors to the Viewers Review show. So big up yourself. Always coming with good insight. You know, on the Viewers Review, guys, I can understand that everybody wants to give their opinion, but we need you guys to show some love to the people who do, man. Every time we release the Viewers Review, it doesn't really get that many views. And that show is for you guys. These guys make a lot of effort to do that show. So come on, guys, make sure you lot watch that show, man. And to be fair, I thought there'd be a lot more people that would send in entries as well. So, you know, I mean, I get that. Not everybody wants to be on camera. I totally understand that. But at least show the what do you call it? At least show the people who do that show some more love, guys, and get the views up on that show because they do send in their videos every week and they, you know, they put their effort in. So yeah, man, guys, make sure you return the favor and show some love to those guys. I see a couple more people. Kumas, Naldo, big up yourselves, guys. Everyone in the chat. I just realized I'm going to start naming names and I realize I'm going to forget someone. So I'm going to stop right there. Because Salute says it. I hear that, bro. I totally understand that. But yeah, big up everyone who's jumping in. Make sure you smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. Right, another piece of news is that we are. Give me a second, people. It is now clear that Leroy Sane is a serious option being considered by Liverpool. Heard that LFC are looking for a player with experience and a player that can immediately follow in the footsteps of Mohamed Salah. I'm going to take this more so to if Mo wasn't playing, not to replace him, as in like Mo goes and he comes in. But I'm taking this as like looking at it as an option as a squad player. And you know what? I'll be honest with you. I see the method to the madness on this one. Would I pick him out of everybody there is available? No. I think there are some maybe attitude issues, maybe work rate issues, maybe that might become a little bit of a concern with him, generally speaking. But I do like the talent of the player. And if he's in and around the squad, and if he's just, you know, because I think what a lot of people, because I can see a lot of people that are saying that they wouldn't be up for it. And I understand why. I get that. I do get that. But I think people have to understand that if you're going to have a squad of players And there are some of the players within that squad that are not going to play all the time, but have to be okay with that. You can't ask for everybody to be that elite level in the squad. That was what was so good about Chiesa, is that technically he is at elite level. There's just some issues that have made his career be what it is. We took advantage of it, and we just hope he can reproduce. I think Sane goes into that bracket. I don't think you can ask for everybody who's in your squad to be Mo Salah and be Mo Salah level. Where do you find another Mo Salah anyway? And how would you get a Mo Salah level player who's going to be willing to sit on the bench? Like, it doesn't work like that. Do you get what I mean? Like, we'd all love it, but that's not realistic. I think people like Chiesa, Sane, these are wonderful squad builder type players that will do a job, will come in, and they can contribute. And again, I can understand that people are a little worried about his attitude problems. But again, are they rumors? Are they factual? Is it? I don't know. Like, you know, we don't know. There was a lot of people that said that Sancho had attitude problems. He's at Chelsea now, new lease of life, buckling down, ain't no one complaining. He knows this, you know, not necessarily his last chance because he's young, but how many more big clubs are going to take a chance on him? And look how well he's playing. No complaints. Everything seems to be cool. I've heard quite a lot of stuff about Sancho, especially from Dortmund. Like coaches have come out and said, like you know, his attitude has been a problem and stuff like that. So nobody was worried about that. And look, people are willing to take a chance on him. So I don't think we should always get too caught up in this worry of attitude, unless you know full well that it is just like an overwhelming issue that's just constantly been there. But Sane hasn't been littered with attitude problems in his career. I just think there's been some times when people have said, you know, I can even see people talk about the beef he had with Mane. We'll never truly know what actually happened in that. So I'm not just going to take sides because Sadio's my guy and what. Like, we really don't actually know what happened. Do you get what I mean? We don't. We will never, until somebody actually comes out and tells us, we don't actually know what happened. But I'm just saying, I wouldn't be mad at this signing. I'm not saying I want him to come to Liverpool. I'm just saying I wouldn't be mad at the signing. That's all I'm saying, people. So let me know in the comments if that's what you're thinking. And obviously, I can. I'm talking about if you're watching afterwards. I can see in the chat already now that there's a lot of people that aren't up for this one. But yeah. Morning, Cal. Big up yourself, bro.
Morning, bro. Morning.
How do you, before we move on, how would you feel about Sane being a rotational squad player in the Liverpool team?
Talent-wise, ticks every single box. It's an application issue that I've always had with Sane. I hear what you're saying regarding, you know, the Mane beef from us not fully knowing and attitude and all that. From what I see on the pitch, the issue I have with him on the pitch is a lack of work rate and effort a lot of the time. I don't feel he's got that desire to dig in deep when things aren't going well. I think he's a player that when things are going brilliant, he's unplayable. But when things start to go a little bad, he kind of hides a little bit. And I don't really want to play like that in the team, man. Plus, he's going to be on mega wages and we ain't paying that.
I do understand that. Could there be a, I mean, I guess he still has to take responsibility for it, but could there be a little bit of that Bayern Munich complacency, the way sometimes it can happen at a PSG as well? You know, like when you're at the big club and you do kind of get your own way a lot, and there aren't that many teams that can test you. Maybe the last 18 months doesn't suggest that in Munich, but generally speaking, though, majority of his time there, they've been the better team because he didn't really seem to have any attitude issues when he was at City or any application. I know he was younger, so he was more energetic, but he used to work back. You can't play for a Pep team if you don't work and try and stuff like that. He never seemed to have any attitude or work application issues when he was at City. So do you get what I mean? I don't know. It's just
he's good. I don't see how it makes sense for us either, because unless if Salah's going, he's not the replacement I want. If Salah's here, is he going to leave Bayern Munich where he's a rotational player of Elise to then become a rotational player of Salah? I don't see it.
I mean, if he just feels his time's up at Bayern, maybe, you know, sometimes you do get the players that are like, I've done my cycle now, let me go and have a new challenge kind of thing. You know, he went from Germany to England and he went back to Germany. Maybe he wants to come back to England. Yeah, you know what I mean? I'm just saying, I don't know. I'm just saying I wouldn't be angry with it if he was to be back up. Do you get what I mean? Like, I'm not saying I want him. I'm just saying I wouldn't be angry with it. I think he's talented. So we just have to watch this space.
Yeah, I don't see it happening though.
I think you're right with the wages. I think that'll probably be the main reason why it wouldn't happen, because he probably would be on about 200 grand a week, innit?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Right. Frimpong, bruv. I find this one very strange, bro. Is this a Dutch lazy bit of linking? Is this real? Like,
I don't think the link's strange. I don't see us doing it. I don't think the
do you
link's
not?
strange though. No,
But he's a
right.
wing back though, bruv.
Sorry, like I've got verbal. Well, he's technically quote unquote a right back, right? Even though he does play wing back.
We know he's a wing back.
No, I know.
We know he is, bro.
Yeah, I know. He's not
defensive.
a right back.
He's worse than Trent defensively, bro.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely. That for me, the reason why I don't see it as a weird link though is because obviously the Trent rumors would mean that we'd need a new right back if he was to go. So possibly the club are looking at it thinking, well, we still don't know what's going on with Trent. We need to look for the right back market. He's a big name in the right back market. His release clause is £33 million, which is in a high value for buying a player nowadays. I don't see how he works in the Prem. I think he gets exposed badly if he was come to the Prem.
Yeah, me too. I mean, but I'm just going to be completely honest, and I don't mean any disrespect to Frimpong, because I think talent-wise, on the ball and stuff, he's a brilliant footballer.
Going forward, he's excellent.
Yeah. He's nowhere near good enough to be a right back at Liverpool. Not for me. I would actually be quite angry if this was a avenue we went down if Trent left. I mean, I'd be livid Trent had gone. That's the first port of call. But bro, if Frimpong was to replace Trent, I'd be livid.
Yeah, same.
I'd actually be livid. I would be really worried about what direction we're going in. Be like,
I don't know if I'd say livid, but I'd be very disappointed.
Came back, bruv. Imagine how he'd be getting skin up in the Premier League.
Yeah,
bro.
I know. But a livid to me is like we sign, I don't know, flipping. I'm trying to think of a rubbish player now off the top of my head.
Like, think about how it gets battered away when I talk about Aït-Nouri and how much I would love him at Liverpool. But
yeah,
I understand defensively.
Aït-Nouri's a better defender than him.
And Aït-Nouri's a better defender than Frimpong, bro. This is
Aït-Nouri's
what
a
I'm
better
saying,
defender.
bro.
Yeah.
Frimpong would be absolutely crazy as a right back.
Yeah.
Man United play wing backs. That's the type of move I think would make sense.
That'd be perfect, but they don't need a right wing back. They got, unless they lose Dalot, they've got Dalot and Mazraoui.
Or Napoli to play under Conte. Or those are the type of things that make sense for me for Frimpong if he's going to move on.
Yeah.
Not in a team that play 4-3-3 or 4-2-3-1 and he's an actual right back.
So disappointed, bro. I really would be.
Yeah.
Timo Werner. If we were to sign Timo Werner, I'd be livid.
Livid.
Oh my god, bro. I'd throw stuff against the wall, bro.
Livid, bro.
I'd throw stuff against the wall.
I was watching that Tottenham game yesterday and I was thinking, for all intents and purposes, why didn't you just go and get a Adama Traore? If you wanted to just have a quick winger who is scary. I'd rather Adama Traore than Werner all day, every day. Bro.
How much did Werner cost Tottenham?
It's been 2 seasons worth of loan, but I think at the end of this season they have to buy him and it's around 20 million, I think.
Oh man.
Plus, he's on like 190 grand a week.
Oh, man.
Timo Werner is unbelievable. I wonder what's happened to him, though. I really do. Like, if you look at his numbers up until he was about 25, he was banging in goals.
Maybe he just never got good in the first place.
Possibly. I remember that World Cup, I did watch it and think, what's the hype about this kid?
Yeah. Shall I tell you when I knew he wasn't the guy that I thought he was? When he played against us in the lockdown season and Fabinho was playing centre-back and Fabinho locked him up. And I was like, look, don't get me wrong, Fabinho's a bad boy, isn't it? But he's a bad boy DM. Fabinho dealt with him. Even pace-wise, Fabinho didn't look like he was struggling against him. I was like, am I watching what I'm really meant to be watching here? And I was just like, when I saw that, I was like, maybe, just maybe he's not this guy.
Yeah.
So
nah, he's not that guy.
Dodged the bullet there, man. He really did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100% we dodged the bullet, bro. He would, can you imagine the toxicity in the fan base? Can you imagine the toxicity in the fan base, bro? If
But
we
I don't have
signed
to
him and
imagine
then
it.
he'd have
I
performed
see
that.
it with another player right now. So
Sorry, say that again, bro.
I don't have to imagine it because I see what it's like with Nunes. So it'd be like that with
Oh yeah,
Werner,
yeah,
probably worse.
and it would be way worse,
Probably
way
worse.
worse with what do you call it?
Mm.
With Werner. Funny thing is, apparently the people in the chat. I'm just trying to look now. Apparently, Slot has been awarded Manager of the Month as well.
I'm straight. He should be.
No, yeah, I'm
Only,
not shocked at it, but I'm just thinking,
only
is it
drawn one
real? I'm
game,
just
innit?
trying to like make sure. Not that I think anybody would be lying in the chat or whatever, but I can't see it anywhere.
Can I ask you a
But
question,
yeah,
bro? And I obviously heard you speaking about Joao Pedro. I know he's your guy, and obviously I know you're on the transfer committee, so it'll probably go through. But in terms of like, in terms of the situation with Liverpool, do you think we've grown accustomed to having a link man up front, like a Bobby Firmino false nine type of striker, as opposed to someone who is just an out and out striker, which is what I think Slot might want potentially? Because I get it's under Klopp, having a Firmino type player kind of suited us more and made us better. But I don't know if that's what we need or want under Slot now, because we play with a 10. Now, granted, obviously, Szoboszlai's not getting the goals and assists that we'd like, but he still is a 10. We didn't have that with Bobby. We played with a false 9 because we didn't have creativity in midfield like that, and we didn't have a 10. And it's probably the reason why Edwards was moving towards Nkunku. But I look at it and I think Joao Pedro is obviously quality, but do we now need a someone who's a real killer in front of goal rather than someone who chips in with goals but is more of a link man and does the pretty stuff? Do we just need someone who goes, I'm here to bang goals? I can do the other stuff like hold up play and all that. It's not going to be fancy or anything like that. I can do it effectively, but do we just need a gunman, a proper certified gunman? Because with all due respect to Joao Pedro, I don't think he's that. Nor with Cunha either.
I see where you're coming from. I think I see it slightly different with the Bobby stuff, though, bro. When we had Bobby, I think Klopp used intelligence and figured out a way to utilize the weapons we had in the squad, which was Robbo and Trent, which meant the engine room was just needed to be an engine room, and then Bobby was the facilitator and was almost the system to a degree, because we had two absolute gunmen who were the wide men. So the best way to facilitate those two was that Bobby dropped in and became a midfielder a lot of the times. So I think it was by design, not just like trying to stumble upon it. Like, I think they really sat down and thought, what's the best way to get the best out of the attributes we have? And then that just became what it was, bro. So I think if we did it again, it would be by design again. I look at the way we play, bro, and I'm not. People have been making up all kind of foolishness because they think I'm trying to back Nunes. But I was saying this even before Nunes was playing, when Jota was playing. The way Slot's playing at the moment, we're not creating an abundance of chances for the forward player. So does that not mean it will be better to have a forward that drops in and gets involved?
No, but this is why I'm saying no, because this is why I kind of want someone who's like that gunman, a clinical man who's goes, all right, we may only get 3 chances this game, but I'm sticking one away minimum. Because
is that not what we tease City for? That if you don't create that chance for Haaland, he's just a barn door, and a waste of space. Because if you don't create a chance for him, he does nothing else in the game.
But that's the thing. I don't think we have to go down the route where it's a Haaland. I think Haaland's a 1 of 1. Again, I know I beat the drum about Isak, but Isak, I think we can all agree, has way more to his game than Haaland, even though he's not as clinical in front of goal as Haaland. So Isak can do the link up.
As a player, Haaland pisses all over. Isak pisses all over Haaland as a player.
So that's why I look at someone like Isak and say it would work, because he may only get 1 or 2 or 3 chances at max in a game, but the difference between us and City is that if Haaland don't get chances, no one else gets chances and no one scores. With us, we've still got a Salah, we've still got a Diaz, we've still got a Gakpo, we still would have a Jota. So I don't think we'd be just left out on an island whereby we go, if he ain't scoring, no one's scoring, because we still have other players who can do that. Hence why I do think an out and out 9, even if it's not Isak, and I know a lot of people prefer Gyökeres and other players. I just want a number 9 who wants to be a goal scorer now. And I think the narrative is that Salah wouldn't work well with a number 9. Brother, before he signed for Liverpool, him and Xhaka were killing it in Italy. Him and Nunes have a good relationship on the football pitch. Him and Mane had a great relationship. Him and Bobby had a great relationship. There's not a footballer like that I can see that Salah would have a bad relationship with. What he might score more goals in the season than Salah. But for winning stuff, I don't really think Salah will care that much deep down about it. But I just think we need a gunman, bro.
Well, all right. I know this is I'm being biased here, but I'm just going to put a little something to you, and then let's see where it goes. So I'm going to give you the last 3 seasons of Pedro.
Yeah.
So 22-23 season, he got 11 goals and 4 assists. So his GA was 15 for that season, but that was when he was still at Watford, who obviously aren't.
That was in the Championship as well.
Yeah. But I mean, again, like that's Watford, innit? How many chances they creating? Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little bit misleading. Since he's been at Brighton in the Premier League, bro, last season he got 20 goals and 3 assists. So that means that he had a GA of 23. And that's at Brighton again. No disrespect, they are a good team, but 20 goals for Brighton is impressive.
How many did he get in the Prem, though?
Hold on, let me go back. You and your Prem,
yeah, but because that's the one I want, Drift. That's the trophy I want.
It was 9 goals in the Prem, 6 goals in Europe, 5 goals in the FA Cup.
That don't move me,
bro.
Shall I tell you why?
5 goals in the FA Cup, though.
No,
remember, they got Welbeck who's scoring goals. Remember, he's not the only goal scorer.
No, I hear it, but shall I tell you why I have to look at it like this? Is because if Joao Pedro came in to be Liverpool's main striker, there's a high chance he might not get much game time in the FA Cup, in the Carabao Cup. He might get Champions League minutes. He would obviously get Champions League if he's going to be our main striker. But if he's our main striker, he might not touch the pitch too much when it comes to FA Cup and Carabao. So the goals he gets in those competitions, he might not replicate for Liverpool. So I need to know, is he going to bang in the Prem?
Well, brother, he's got 4 goals and 3 assists in 9 games this season in the Prem.
Which is very good. He's having, brothers, this season, he's having an excellent season so far.
I remember, because he's young, we're talking about progression with age here as well. We're seeing the progression from a 20-year-old to a 21. We're seeing him getting better with every year. Do you get what I'm saying?
But I want someone certified now, bro. We've got project players at the club already. We've got players who can.
At 23, I don't think he's a project player anymore. I think he's ready to just take that next step, if I'm being honest with you.
Potentially.
And he's clinical. If people, he is clinical in front of goal. It's not like he's like wasteful, bro. So I know you're saying you want a gunman, and your Oshermans and your Gyökeres seem more obvious as gunmen, but I think Pedro gets you 15 to 20 goals in the Prem easy at Liverpool. Easy. Is that not what we'd all be satisfied with, 15 to 20 goals?
How many goals did he get from open play last season? Because a couple of people in the chat saying he didn't get loads from open play last season. Because that's another thing again. Salah's on penalties. As much as we don't like it all the time, Salah's the man on penalties.
Yeah, I'm on transfer thing. I'm not sure if they do a breakdown of each individual goal on transfer market. I'd have to go another route, which might take a bit longer. Yeah, I'm not too sure exactly how many and where. I'm not, but I mean, I hear it, because obviously penalties is a little bit of a thing that you don't, necessarily want to, overall add to it, because a penalty is just a penalty. But at Brighton, he's 49 games played, 24 goals, 6 assists. He's got 30 GA in 49 games. Like, I think he's just ready to take that next step. I really do. I really like. And bro, what if we see? Here's the thing as well, bro. Because I think he can play 10, and he's got that versatility, then that just means we've got a player who can play in other roles if need be. So let's say we did go and get another striker.
I don't want versatility for my striker.
No, but what if we buy him and another player? Because with all due respect to Szoboszlai, it can't just be the running around thing forever as our 10. At some point, we have to address the fact that the 10 has to contribute with goals and assists. Like, it's cool, and right now he is helping, and I think the way we're structured, Szoboszlai is definitely contributing. I'm not gonna start slagging Szoboszlai off. I think recently his performances, even though goal and assist-wise aren't there, he is helping as to why we're being successful. But that can't continue for very much longer. The 10 is going to have to start chipping in with goals and assists. So what about if we've got Pedro who can play there, and then we go and get another forward then? What if we do that? Because we're Liverpool, bro. Why can't we buy Isak and Pedro? Just as an example. We're Liverpool, bro. Why is that not something that we should be doing?
Because we're run by FSG.
Because if you're really about that life and you're really ambitious,
but we're not about that life.
You do, bro. You go and buy both of them, bro.
If you're preaching to the choir, brother, you know what my feeling is.
Buy them both, bro.
You know we ain't doing that.
No, I know. Of course I know we ain't.
You know we're not doing that. Here's my thing. If we're buying Pedro to play 10, I think there's way better 10s out there. If we're buying him to be a striker, I think there's better strikers out there. I don't want just like I just want someone who just comes in and says, I'm just a 9. I'm just a number 9. I'm not that versatile. I may be able to fill in a position 1 or 2 games out of the season. I'm just a number 9 though. Haaland's just a number 9. Lewandowski's just a number 9. Harry Kane's just a number 9. I want one of those players in my team now.
Would you not argue Isak doesn't fall in that bracket then? I would say Isak's a forward, not just a gunman number 9.
He's a 9. He can play on the left, but he's a 9.
We've seen him for club, for country, be out wide, playing the front three. It's not like he's just literally always down the middle number 9.
But for us, he would be, because he wouldn't need to play on the wing for us. I just want a 9.
No, I know, but I'm saying like, because the type of profile you want, like someone just said it, Duran would probably be more what you would be wanting then. If you're talking about you just want a 9, you just want a box man 9 down the middle.
I think Duran's a scorer of great goals. I don't know if he's a great goal scorer.
We haven't had enough sample size yet, have we? Because he's obviously not. He's been off the bench a lot. So yeah, I don't know. It's
now if Jota was fit for 90% of the season, we're not even having this conversation now. We're saying, yeah, go and get Joao Pedro, and that's Jota's understudy.
Would that not be a worry of Isak though?
Potentially, but I know when he's available, he's gonna bang in a bag.
Imagine if we replace Nunes with Isak, and Jota and Isak were your 2 forwards. You got a lot of worries about availability.
So but that's what, bro. If I hate to say it, at least 2 forwards would have to leave in the summer. And at the moment, it's trending towards Nunes and Jota. I think Diaz wants to go Barcelona, and I think Barcelona would buy Diaz. If we lose 3 players, I need 2 high-quality players and maybe 1 understudy. I need that. I need a Kvaratskhelia and an Isak, and then someone like a Joao. That, for me, would be phenomenal. But we ain't about that life, as you said.
Yeah. Pedro does bits on the wing for Brighton when they put him there. Just putting that out.
I need him there, Drift. I want him in front of goal, bro.
No, I know. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you what it is. I want us to come out of games and go, Ross, Salah stunk up the joint today, but my man got a hat-trick, you know. Insert name striker got a hat-trick today. And then I want the next week to be, the striker didn't really get many chances today, but Salah got a brace. We got the win. I don't just want to be every week. I don't just want it to be Salah done this, Salah done that, Salah done this. I need a striker who chips in with goals on a regular basis, is available and chips in on a regular basis, is just a striker.
Do you know what? I know you thought I was crazy when I said this a couple of months ago. I still believe the bigger issue in our team in terms of the attack is the lack of creativity from the midfield /10, more so than the forward. I know everybody's gonna come for me for saying that, but I don't think we're having this conversation if Musiala or Wirtz or Odegaard or someone like that was our 10 instead of Szoboszlai. I don't, because I think we'd just be creating an abundance of chances that our forwards would still be getting goals, even if they're missing 1 or 2. They'll still be coming out the game with a goal. Same way Haaland does. Bro, Haaland, I'm going to be honest with you, for as world-class as his finishing is, bro, he is whatless sometimes in front of goal, you know. But City give him 8 chances, so we will come out the game with a brace and people forget the misses. Bro, some of his performances are diabolical, you know. I think there's a misconception about Haaland in front of goal. Sometimes he's diabolical, bro, but he gets 8 to 10 chances, so he'll always bag. If we had an Odegaard or a Wirtz or Musiala, your Jotas and your Nunez's and your Gakpos, they might be coming out the game with 1 or 2 goals every game because they'd be getting that many chances every game as well.
But here's the other side of that though, Drift. There's games where Haaland doesn't get 7, 8, 9 chances sometimes. And may only get 2 chances, and he nets a brace sometimes, bro. We don't have someone who does
that. Doesn't happen as often as you think, but I do get what you mean, though.
But we don't have that player at all. I want that type of player in the team. I want that player who gets a sniff of goal and we're like, rah, I didn't even know there was a chance there and he stuck that away. Like, for everything you say about Haaland, I hear it. He does miss a bag of chances, but he also scores so many as well. So you can ignore that. In the same way,
he gets abundance of chances.
No, Salah misses a bag of chances.
Mane
no, but
because he's a winger. Because he's a winger, it's a bit different, isn't it?
No, but Mane missed a bag of chances. But at the end of the season, we never sat there and went, rah, them man cost us so many games, or them must cost us so many points because they won us so many points. You say it all the time. Strikers do miss chances. I get that.
100%.
We're all good with it because strikers usually score as well. And the strikers we've got, and I'm not just categorizing that with Nunez. I'll say forwards if that's the case then. The forwards we have, apart from Salah, they don't score enough. They don't score enough in the Prem. And Salah's
I know we've gone back and forward on that a lot because I think our forwards do chip in, but I get what you mean.
Not in the Prem, they don't. In the other competitions, absolutely, especially Gakpo this season. In the other competitions, they've really chipped in the other.
But would that not be down to the fact that we play low blocks all the time, which does make it different? Does context not have to be added? Like, how much help is Haaland against the low block?
Bro, he scores the most goals in the league, so he's pretty helpful.
Yeah, but it's normally a bullying thing. He'll get hat-tricks and braces in games Man City are battering the team, and then you'll come out of a game where they've lost the game, and you'll be like, where was Haaland today? And it's almost like he was a passenger. Again, I'm not trying to be shady because I know Haaland's finishing is elite, but I think there's a misconception about how great it is to have him as your striker, you know. I don't know. I don't know.
But low blocks about getting the goal, how you get the goal, right? So, but we're always going to play against low blocks. And maybe once or twice out of a season, when we maybe play Arsenal, Chelsea, and City, we may not play against low blocks.
And that's why I think you need an Isak more than a Haaland, bro. If I'm being totally honest with you, I don't think Haaland works against low blocks. I think Isak works against low blocks.
No, Haaland works against low blocks, because
no, he can, but not as well. If you get what I mean?
Because of his movement, he works well against low blocks.
There's not much space when a team's got 2 banks of 4, though, bro. That's
it's not necessarily space. It's not always spacing behind this. When the ball's out on the wings, how's he making space in the box? Who's he pinning himself onto? When the ball's over on the right-hand side, where is he standing? Is he on the penalty spot? Is he going near post? Is he going far post? You don't know how to mark Haaland because he's constantly changing his movement patterns. Isak, for me, is the one. Even Osimhen, I would take Osimhen, but I think Osimhen would need more creativity than Isak would. I just want someone who walks onto the pitch thinking, I need goals today. The link-up play, it's all well and good. I do that anyway. I just need goals.
I hear it. I mean, and I'm not even just talking about Haaland in terms of the low block. I'm talking about they've got De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva and Grealish and players who are quite intricate. But when those guys aren't playing well, Haaland doesn't do anything because he does rely on service. So I look at our team without a number 10 who's creative, and I think a number 9 like him might be complete passenger for the whole game.
No, because this is where I disagree, Drift. Trent, if Trent stays, creativity from Trent. McAllister, creativity. Elliott, creativity. Gakpo can be creative with his crossing. If you've got Isak in there, he's a decent header.
Fair enough.
Salah, creative. So we've got 5 players who are creative. That's just on the pitch usually. And then if Scott changes, Robbo and Tsimikas, if they stay, they've got good crossing ability a lot of the time as well. So we're not just limited to intricate bits of play. We can vary our play. We just need someone at the end of it who has that movement, has that nous that goes, I sniff something here. There's a bit of danger here that no one else is seeing. Boom, I'm going to stand there and the ball's going to come to me. I'm going to lace this in. I just need a killer in front of goal.
I do get what you're talking about. I prefer my forward to have a bit more about him. And it's no shade on Haaland. I just don't like the idea of having a player who, if we're going to replace Nunez, I want it to be someone who's techie I don't want it to be another guy who just stands in the box and waits.
Isak's techie though.
Yeah, I'll take Isak. I would take Isak. I'd be definitely worried about his injuries, though.
Yeah,
And
no,
I wouldn't call him
I hear
injury.
that.
I wouldn't call him injury prone, but the fact that the most games he's had in the Prem was 27 does suggest you're gonna have a bit of a worry.
No, I think he had like 30 last year or 31.
Are you sure? I thought 27 was the most games he's played in a Prem season.
No, last season he played 30 games, got 21 goals.
What were his minutes like though? Because a lot of them
idea.
might be
Not off
coming
the top
back
of my
from
head.
injury. That's the only thing.
But
Like
even this season so far, we can all agree Isak hasn't been really killing it this season. In 13 games, he's got 6 goals and 3 assists. And that's at a very average Newcastle this season as well. That's the sort of player I want.
yeah, I'm not opposed to him. I'm not opposed to it. I don't see
think
the hype.
it's one of it's either Pedro or Isak, because Pedro, we're going to be paying in excess of 70 million for Pedro. There's no way we get him cheaper than that. Brighton ain't going to have it.
Yeah, I hear that. But Isak will be about 110, bro.
Yeah, but all right. So again, I think Pedro is better than Cunha. But let's say it was Cunha and Isak who replaced Jota and Nunes. That I can understand.
But Cunha would still cost about 50.
Yeah, but it's less.
It wouldn't be
70.
cheap, bro.
Less than 70, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but it's not by much, though. Do you
I
know
don't
what
know
I'm
who,
saying?
as an understudy, unless Jaden Danz is going to be the guy who steps up straight away. I don't know who we get as an understudy, unless we
Bro,
find someone.
that's a 150 outlay on forwards. With FSG, remember who we were talking about? It was our owners, bro?
Yeah. I know. And, all right, so maybe we're looking. All right, this is gonna dip a little bit into the video idea that we've got regarding free transfers. Maybe a Jonathan.
Just quickly, this is something I think people forget.
Yeah,
Not only is it because of his talent, they broke their record to buy him. He weren't some cheap buy and they're going to get a big profit on him. Isak was actually their record signing. So they're going to make sure they maximize that if they sell him, bro. Absolutely maximize it.
No, I hear that. But maybe we go for a cheap alternative or someone who's available on free.
For Cunha, bro. He ain't going for less than 70 either, bro.
You're right.
He ain't going for less than 70 either, bro.
No, you're right.
Crazy.
So maybe we look at the free transfer market then and buy someone as a backup for Isak. If we get Isak, if we just get someone on a free.
Well, why is no one talking about the fact that Gyökeres actually has a release clause? That means you don't even have to negotiate.
All right. Shall I be honest with you on the Gyökeres stuff? Gyökeres reminds me a little bit of the Nunes situation.
Okay. I'm glad you said it before me because I'm still not fully sold on Gyökeres myself.
I'm not fully sold on him. I think he's
good. I'm not fully sold on him myself.
I don't think he works in our system. And I think he gets exposed a little bit in the Prem as well.
Yeah. I'm glad someone said it before me because I didn't want to be the brunt of
I'm not wanting to say it because I know he's really loved amongst the fan base. And I don't think, again, I'll say what I say about Nunes all the time. I don't think he's rubbish. I don't think he's crap. I just don't think he's the guy that everyone thinks he is.
He seems clumsy to me.
Not even
I think that's the word I would use. I think he seems clumsy. But I don't know. We'll see.
Because you need more to your game.
I think we've lost. Are you still there?
My back?
There? Yeah.
I think you need more to your game than just pace and power. He has got some good technique, but I wouldn't look at him and think. I look at Isak and think if you fizz the ball into Isak, he can control, turn on it, and still get a shot off. I wouldn't think that with Gyökeres. The Prem's not easy. I think people forget how difficult the Prem is.
Yeah.
But like, say for example, like I know Son's available. I think Son's in the last year of his contract now, but I think Tottenham might have an option to extend it by a year. But let's say Son was like, "No, I'm leaving at the end of the season, no matter what." Someone like a Son as an understudy to Isak for me would make sense while Jaden Danz is still maturing. Someone who's more experienced can come in and take the slack if need be.
Yeah.
But also is not going to be a guaranteed starter.
I know that would be a lot more of my heart making the decision more so than my head because I love Son. But yeah, we bought Isak and got Son on a free. And Son was to just play up front. None of that more. He ain't got the energy for the wing, but he was just up front.
Yeah.
with his clinicalness, oh yeah, that would work, bro. I think I would take that all day long. If we signed Isak and Son to replace Nunes and Jota, as much as my heart would break watching those two leave, I will be so excited watching those two come in to replace them. It will be crazy.
I'll put it this way, Drift. Obviously, you've seen me do the late night stream about Caicedo and Zubimendi. If we get Isak or Kvaratskhelia,
oh no, we get Kvaratskhelia. I know what's gonna happen. See,
you don't.
Isak. I'm not.
You do, but you don't.
Isak doesn't excite me the way he excites you, but I do. I get it.
Pause.
Yeah, pause.
yeah.
Pause. But I get it though. I get it. There's no way you can't get it.
So big up Hooks in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, but like even though I don't rate him that highly, even someone like a Jonathan David as well, on a free, just as a backup. Because then effectively you're spending 110 mil on two players. I know it's just going on Isak, but if you're looking at the cost for a position, then it's 110 mil on David and Isak. I feel like we can justify that. Whereas if you spend 100 mil on Isak and then another 50, 60 mil on another player, then I'm like, we ain't got the facilities for that big man.
Yeah,
I just think we need to do. I think the front line needs sorting out. I think it's going under the radar at the moment because Salah's been so prolific and Diaz has had a good start and Gakpo's been excellent in the cup competitions, but it's going under the radar, man. That front line needs revamping, in my opinion, in the image that Slot wants, as opposed to the Klopp players trying to play Slot's type of football, if that makes sense.
I'm not there yet with you, but I understand it. I did manage to it was obviously on the official website. I don't know why I wasn't looking there originally, but is there any doubt why would it, or how could it be anybody else anyway? Do you know what I mean? Like it just makes perfect sense. I mean, it can't be this guy.
So we don't have the capacity.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm loving the demise at the moment. Before we went online live, you were saying how me and Saeed were laughing at Man City, but me and him had a good laugh about that stuff. And I know it's from a shameless place because obviously City won bare prems at us not winning them, and obviously City are the main club in Manchester right now. But it's just nice to see it happen. But you heard they've recorded record profits again, right? Or record revenue.
I can't. Yeah, don't get me started, bro. And they were cheeky enough in the article to put and are now above Man United, and you're like, oh my god, you even name the team you're lying about.
You know that I think they go absolutely ham in January.
What? So they can try and get back into this and then take all their good players into the Championship when they're relegated.
They're not going to get relegated, but they're going to go ham in January. Drift. I reckon I'd be surprised if City didn't get 3 or 4 players in January.
No, I think you're right. Do you know what I think they might do? I think they might do a lot of those ones where they get a loan, and at the end of the loan, there's a big fee, like when Mbappe went to PSG for Monaco. But it helps them right now to not have to justify the big outlay. A little bit even like how that billion got spent at Chelsea. Do you get what I mean? You know, like I think they'll try and find ways around. Like, say for example, let's just use them as an example. Say they wanted Gyökeres, right? And they were like, look, instead of the release fee, which we'll have to pay the whole amount, how about we give you 90 mil for him, but he comes on a 2-year loan and we pay his wages in the meantime. And then it'll be a situation where on the books, they won't have to put that money down yet, but they get the player for their revamp, and then they can figure out how to, do you get what I mean? How to subsidize that down the line. So 1 or 2 players will be bought now, and then 1 or 2 players will be like that, because that's what PSG did. They bought a couple players and spent that money. Then they did that thing with Mbappe, so that money didn't count until down the line. That's what I think, because you still have to pay some attention to PSR and FFP. You can't, do you know what I mean? You can't just go, absolutely, we don't care about it, because it does still exist.
I disagree.
That's what I think they're going to do.
I think they will just activate release clauses. Let's be real. The Man City are the best cooks I've seen since Walter White, bro. So, like... I think they will. I think Zubimendi ends up at Man City. I think Gyökeres maybe ends up at Man City as a understudy to Haaland or as rotation for Haaland. or even to sometimes play 2 up front. I think they go ham in January.
Yeah, I do as well.
I think they get
I'm just trying to
they
figure
get a
out
right
how
back.
they do it.
I think they get a right back and maybe another. I think they get a right back, Zubimendi, a striker, and maybe a winger. I think they get 4 players.
They're definitely gonna go ham. I do think they are gonna go ham, but I'm just trying to figure out how they're gonna do it. Do you know what I mean? It will be interesting. It will be. Right, let's just finish up then, bro, before we wrap up. A much extended morning show for you guys today. It's Friday, so it is what it is. I just wanted to briefly talk about the quotes because I've seen the press conference, so I know exactly how it went down. But the quotes on Chiesa, because I know we're all quite curious what's going on with Chiesa. So big up, Dave. I'll see as always. What he needs is playing time. This is talking about Chiesa, obviously.
Yeah.
The problem is you haven't played for 4 to 5 to 6 months. It's difficult for a manager to give him his first minutes. Yes, I see him on the training ground, but ideally you see him in the friendly game during the week or the under-21 game. By the way, bro, did you see how poor he actually was in that game? They gave us the goal he scored, and you're like, oh, wicked. Chiesa scored in the game. Bro, the rest of the highlights of his performance, his touch was off, his passing was off. He looked rusty as hell, Cal.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have you seen it?
Nah, now you said that, though, I ain't gonna watch it, bro.
It didn't look good, bro. It didn't look good, man.
Something ain't right with that, Drew. I hate.
Yeah, I'm really confused what's going on, you know. I'm really confused what's going on. I am. Because we all know the talent. The talent is unquestionable. But is it the 2 knee injuries have totally finished him? Is he struggling this much to adapt to England? What is it?
How is it taking him this long to make the bench, pretty much? Because remember, it's not like we ain't seen him at all. We saw him in the beginning of the season. I'll be honest. If I was to make a bet right now, right now, I think we may end up selling him in the summer. I think this was a quote-unquote opportunistic signing that we know we got him cheap and we could probably still make money on him if we sell him. That's something.
I'm still not going to give up on him because
I'm not giving up on him. I'm not giving up on him. I'm saying if I was to make a bet right now, I'd say he might be sold in the summer.
But I'm thinking next season will be when we see the better of him. Like you do see it happen sometimes, you know, where players just need that year to be crap and adapt, and then the following year you see them pick up. It can happen. Yeah, I'm not going to give up on him just yet, but I'm worried, though. I can't lie. I am worried.
So I don't feel right, Drew.
Yeah. It's the fact that if he's not injured, he's ill as well. It's like, what's going on here? Like, what?
It's not right, bro.
What is actually going on?
To say he's not up to speed yet and all that, like, how long does he take? How long does he need? It's not like we bought a player who hasn't played football in a year. He was playing football for Italy. He played minutes.
Yeah, and he had a good Euros. He was all right at the Euros, bro.
He played bare minutes for Juve last season. Bare minutes for Juve last season. So what happened? It's weird.
I don't know.
Really weird.
Yeah. But like I said, man, I ain't giving up on him at all. He's still Federico, man. And Federico was a world-class player before his knee injury. So even if it's next season, I think we will get to see him play well. But yeah, like you said, bro, baffling what's going on this season. And why is it taking this long? Even bloody Flacco, who isn't even blessed with pace, didn't take this long. Because that's the thing that I always find a bit weird, bro, when people say you're struggling to get up with the pace of the league. I can understand that. It doesn't matter who you are. That can happen. But if you're quick, surely it should be easier for you to deal with the pace of the league. Normally, it's slower players where you worry, like your Endos, for example, where you go, he's not even quick as it is, and this league is fast, and then you worry. Someone like Chiesa, you're like, Chiesa's quick. So how long does it take to get up to the pace of the league? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
It's a worry drift. I can't sit there and lie and say I'm not worried. I'm genuinely worried about the situation.
Yeah. I don't know. But I ain't giving up on Federico yet. I think he'll come good, man. But it is very interesting that, you know, even Slot is basically saying that I don't really know when I'm going to get a chance to play him. I think that was a telling part of what he was saying. He was kind of letting us know, look, when am I actually going to be able to play?
He did say Southampton, he might get some minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to bring negativity. Who's degrading players there? And go put a top on if you're taking profile pictures as well, bro.
I mean, is he talking about us or is he just talking about in general? I don't know if he's actually talking about us. If he is, then that don't make no sense because when did we talk?
Well, he said you guys are not right for the community. Go put a top on, bro, and stop taking mirror selfies, bro. What are we doing?
Oh, yeah, sorry, he did. Yeah.
2024, bro.
Yeah.
Taking mirror selfies and saying that we're degrading players. Bro,
I'm not sure.
This is my message. This is my message to him.
Then shut the fuck up in 2024. You sound dumb.
That's my message to him. Got nothing else to
say. I can't watch the Joe Budden podcast to save anymore, right? Oh, man.
Have some self-awareness, man.
But yeah, there we have it, people. There's your morning meetup. Extended today for being Friday. Obviously, we'll be back tomorrow for the game. Anything else you wanted to touch on this morning, Cal? Well, afternoon now. So we're in
No, just look. I just hope we do the business against Fulham. Just hope we do the business, man.
Yeah, I don't know if it's PTSD or anxiety. I'm worried about the Fulham game, but I'm hoping we get the job done.
Yeah,
I'm hoping we get the job done.
Yeah, same.
People, big up yourselves as always. Smash the like button. Appreciate you all as always. Make sure you subscribe if you're new. And if anything breaks, if there is anything, because we know we always have to be on alert because of this contract situation. Even if it don't look like it's happening, you never know. So keep your notifications on just in case if we go live. And until then, we will see you guys tomorrow. And just a little heads up as well, guys. Remember, we are live for the watch along on Big Up. Guys, it is so much fun over on Big Up. I don't think you guys understand. And the people who are there have let you know, nah, guys, it's joke. Come over. I don't know what the hesitation still is, guys, but give it a chance, man. Come and join us for the game. We played Man City, Real Madrid, Man United, and you don't want to come and watch us enjoy these games. Come on, what's going on, guys?
Such a vibe.
What's going on? What is going on? Come on, man. Come on. Cal, did you do a quiz in the end?
No. I just did I call it quiz Cal in it, but it's people just come over and ask me questions. I think the first question was from I can't even remember who it was from. Was it? I don't think it was Hugo actually, but I think the first question was asking was I in these streets before I got married? It's wild over there. me and Pimping, this not a bet, but more of a so for charity, I'm gonna wear a gum shield for an entire watch along. And
I thought he was gonna say for a beat session. Oh my god.
That'd be insane. That would be insane. I don't think I could sell that one to the missus. I can't lie. I don't think I could sell that one to
my days. Oh my days. That would dry up real quick, bro.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus. Flipping hell. Pimp says, no, he's raising you.
No, I'm not doing that.
You know what the maddest thing is? There'd be no way to actually just clarify whether or not it actually happened. You just have to take that.
How do you sneak that into the bedroom, bro?
No, but you just have to stand up there in the boxer shorts and put it in and let it be known, bro. No, you take out a special case. She'll be like, what you got there?
You're about to see. I mean, just you know before they go in the cage, man, you just get the thing, you just pour a little water.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's already a little wet because you just washed it before, you know.
Let's go. No, that'd be crazy.
Oh man, right? They're calling you Vitaru Sanderson now. Oh man,
you said Vitaru Sanderson. That is quality. I can't lie.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
So guys, there's the link in the chat right there. It's always in the description as well to our Big Up channel. Come and join us, man. Come and join us, man. What are you waiting for? And then until tomorrow, guys, we will see you on the other side. Big up your damn selves, people. Love as always. Peace. Sorry, we're not doing that. Not on this channel. Ash sent in the super chat. Yeah, we're not doing that. Big up yourself, Ash says, Osherman, Darwin, straight swap suits everyone. Not me, but yeah.
I'd take Osherman. Wouldn't be my first choice, but I'd take Osherman.
I worry about Osherman in the Premier League as well. I must admit.
I think he ends up at Chelsea.
Maybe. We'll see. Maybe Arsenal. Will. He's got a release clause, so maybe Arsenal.
Chelsea done all the legwork already. I just think that happens.
Maybe. But yeah. Big up Ash. And this time we are out, people. Big up yourselves. Peace.